And I want to be on the right.
On the right.
And not on the bike. So this is where
Oh
the
yeah,
bike.
danger zone.
We don't want to die.
I'm Felipe Rescue, and this is my collaborator Gino Lowe, and we have this project together that's called Intuitive Dialogues.
Inter-communications between us, the instruments, the audience, and the environment we're playing in.
Like everything should flow as a consequence of what came before. So we start from relative silence, and we engage with the room with something very reality-based, let's call it, like in our case water, and then from there we take on that language and we move further and further and further. So there's this movement from real to like you could call it possible, or like artificial or created or performed, and then back to reality again.
Me personally was really nervous because we didn't play for like 6 months. It was kind of like an activation of this project again after like a long pause.
In the start, I was also very nervous. I was kind of like shitting myself because also we haven't performed in a while, but also we changed a lot of the technical parameters of what we do. So now it's more complex. And so at the start, it was just setting out fires everywhere. Although I felt really engaged with what you were doing. Like I think the performance that you had on the bowl and on the hydrophone was super, super engaging to me, and I just had to manage everything a little bit. And then once these kind of problems were resolved, I felt like I could kind of cascade into a more flowy state. Like to me, it's all about once I'm in the state of flow where like instead of having to think about what I'm gonna do, it's just, oh, simple. This is what Gina's giving me. This is what the other instruments are giving me. This is how I'm gonna react to it, like intuitively, not really like there's no distance between action and thought. It's like action and thought together. And then I got kind of like, and in the second half of the performance, I feel like I engaged
more into the situation.
Yeah, into the situation.
I was shitting my pants the whole time. There were actually a few points where I was like, oh, so this is not happening like how we rehearse.
Yeah.
There were new, very abstract conversations happening at the same time. That was new for me.
Yeah, and I feel like there were moments where we didn't really understand each other.
Yeah.
Right? For a long, but it's also like I felt in that moment like I wish I could understand what was going on, but also I'm okay with it being this way, and I have full faith that it will resolve.
Me too.
At a certain point, I adapted, and I feel like you adapted as well in a different way. And I was like, okay, it's moving in a different way than we rehearsed. Because of course, rehearsals never like they're always like the best case scenario compared to being in an actual real space with real people and real sound. And yeah, but once that was figured out, then I feel like we moved pretty well. Yeah, listening back is gonna be an educational experience.